there's been some there's been a big drug bust in Providence, Rhode Island, and it was over 1,200,000 was recovered from this drug bust. Let's tune in. Providence, Rhode Island, y'all.
First at $4 million worth of drugs and multiple guns are now off the streets after a month-long investigation led to a major drug sweep in Providence. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Kalunian.
And I'm Kayla Fish. 10 people are now facing charges. 12 News reporter Alex Torres-Perez breaks down what we know and how the community is reacting. Alex?
Kayla and Kim, for several weeks, Providence police were looking into a number of people across the city. And though those investigations weren't connected, it did result in the arrest of 10 people whom police are calling high-level drug traffickers. And when I spoke to people in the community, they told me they were shocked after hearing what investigators found.
This is just stunning that it's happening right here.
Wanda Miglis never expected a major drug bust to happen around the corner where she's lived for the last 20 years.
It's a very quiet, friendly neighborhood. People know each other. We look after each other.
It was at this home off Winthrop Avenue that Providence police made their biggest bust in the months-long investigation across the city.
I don't think in my career, in probably in the last 20 years, we have seized that much cash.
Did y'all see all those guns? Let's go back and see how much Providence crime. Let's see how much cash. Y'all see how much cash that is? I mean, these people were just doing what they wanted to do out here in these streets. Look at all the drugs. Look at all the drugs. 4 pistols, a couple chains. With so much cash. So much cash. I mean, this is insane. How much would you sell your soul out for? Is the question. Because this is what these people are doing. They sold their soul out for a little change. And now they're going to be locked up for a very long time. Let's continue, though.
Across the city.
I don't think in my career, and probably in the last 20 years, we have seized that much cash, along with 11 kilos in one specific home.
Across the city, officers with the Narcotics Bureau and Intelligence and Organized Crime Bureau found over $1 million in cash and millions of dollars worth of drugs, including fentanyl, cocaine, and heroin. Investigators also seized nearly 6 pounds of marijuana, Rolex watches, 4 vehicles, and 13 firearms, including an assault weapon.
Very similar to an AK-47. It can do a lot of damage.
Providence Police Chief Oscar Perez says all suspects have a criminal history and their recent arrests should serve as a message.
First at $4 million worth of drugs and multiple guns are now off the streets after a month-long investigation led to a major drug sweep in Providence. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. This is insane. Insane. Fentanyl from China. Cocaine from Colombia, and a bunch of drugs, and a bunch of pills, and a bunch of cash. I mean, how much do you guys think it was worth doing all of this for? Was $1 million in cash worth it? Was $1 million in cash worth it? Was $2 million in cash worth it? Was harming and drugging and pretty much extincting your community worth it? Was it worth it? It's a sad situation that we've seen. Thankfully, these guys were caught, and hopefully they go away for a very, very, very long time. Hopefully they go away for a very, very long time. This is sad. This is sad. Let's try to continue this.
In cash and millions of dollars worth of drugs, including fentanyl, cocaine, and heroin. Investigators also seized nearly 6 pounds of marijuana, Rolex watches, 4 vehicles, and 13 firearms, including an assault weapon.
very similar to an AK-47. It can do a lot of damage.
Providence Police Chief Oscar Perez says all suspects have a criminal history and their recent arrests should serve as a message.
The drug trafficking in our city will not be tolerated, and you'll be apprehended and held accountable.
Providence Mayor Brett.
Respectfully, tell him, sir, and let him know this junk will not be tolerated in our state, in our city. It's not going to happen. We don't want it here. We don't want this crime here. We don't want these drugs here. Get it out. Get it out. Let's continue.
Brett Smiley says he's working to make sure funding for the police department remains consistent to allow ongoing operations to keep streets safe.
And while I'm not naive to think that this is going to stop the illicit drug trade in Providence, it's a major arrest, and every little bit helps. And just like the proliferation of illegal guns, every gun we take off the street makes the city a little bit safer. And so we continue to do the really hard police work to get that work done, to keep our residents safer, while we also advocate for changes in policy that we think can stop the inflow of illegal drugs and illegal guns.
Nicholas says she's thankful for all the work being done to keep her neighborhood quiet.
I'm just glad that we're a little safer today than we were yesterday.
Praying for Providence, Rhode Island. I'm praying for them. Thank God they found these people. Thank God they found all those drugs, all those guns. Because you know what it would have led to? It would have led to more deaths. It would have led to more crime. Would have led to more people in jail. More people that overdosed. We can say F the police all we want, guys. But at some point in time, we're going to have to say enough is enough. Enough is enough. We don't want this stuff. We didn't ask for this stuff. We don't want this stuff on our streets. And we don't want it in our households for sure. Because when it attacks us personally, that's when we're going to really care. When we start losing a brother or a sister or an uncle or an aunt or mother or our father to this nonsense, that's when it's going to really start to affect us. Praying for those that are involved. Thankfully, nobody got hurt. Hopefully, nobody got hurt out of this situation. And I say get the police in there and clear the streets of all this nonsense.